So now I'm going on stage with a true legend.
Ja, Boris, mein Vorname Becker, mein Nachname, genau.
I'm so excited. Pleasure meeting you.
Okay.
So I've decided to start the video as authentic as possible for my next vlog. And that's in fact not in some fancy place, but in reality, all of my jobs and moderations and whatnot actually start here. This is my office. And I'm preparing for 15-second spots. Now, I've worked with the boys and girls of 15 seconds for a while, but this time it's a bit different. Because this time, I'll share the stage with legends, including none other than Boris Becker. Now, that's a special one because I grew up liking tennis and watching tennis, and I think when I was 10, I chased him down to get an autograph, and tomorrow I'll be on stage with him for about 30 minutes for a fireside chat, besides hosting a full day at an event. That's going to be super cool. So I decided I'd kind of also take you along the process of me preparing a bit, see how that goes. And the cool thing is, sometimes I get my cue cards really early and sometimes really late. This time I haven't even gotten them yet, which is no problem. So I'll prepare them, I'll print them out, and I'll take them to the venue tomorrow. I'll actually have someone help me stick them on. And while that happened, the postman came along and brought me something else. This is actually cue cards for an event in 1 month. So you kind of see the two different ways of doing things. Yeah, this is me actually getting here prepared in my workstation. Coffee, super important. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a look at the director's plan and work my way through there. So let's do it.
Can't quite resist to look in those. So let's have a look. Oh my goodness.
Nicely packaged.
Unboxing videos always look so much easier than making. I think this is like the worst unboxing ever.
Sweet.
This is happening in a month. I'll put them aside and let's focus on 15-second spots tomorrow. But I'll also take you along there how these get on stage and stuff gets on here. So I'm looking at some infos here and just going through the data, and look at this guy there, here, that one. Boris, Veith, Nic von Rupp, and a bunch of other amazing people. And who's hosting it? Me, there. So it's crazy. Amazing dude, by the way, as well, that guy. And all of them are. And let's see. See, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to understand how does the whole event work, what are ups and what are kind of like, when do I go up, when I go down, what are potential areas where I kind of have to look out for, what's the flow, when do I have time to prepare for the next slot, blah, blah, blah. And out of that, I'm going to build my cue cards, and it's going to take a couple of hours now to build it. And I'm going to do some YouTube magic for that it seems instantaneous. So, and we do. I like that YouTube trick. You can tell by my excellent pronunciation. It's gotten late. It's sometime past midnight. Spent the last 4 hours working on my cue cards. Printed them out. At some point in time, I'm gonna make a video on how to do this kind of stuff. What I've also done, I've checked my in-ears, which is just also something I like doing, to check your equipment. And I'm stoked for tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome.
awesome. And kind of excited. Still not sure, still not sure how I'm going to do a lot, because the thing is, most of what I do is I never write down lines of what I want to say. I kind of just do this in a very spontaneous way. I know where to take it from A to B. And then I'm just driven by curiosity. And there's a lot of amazing people tomorrow. Another dude I'm really looking forward to meeting is Nic von Rupp, a big wave surfer. What a profession. So he's basically the guy who goes out surfing when everyone else says, no, you're going to die. He goes like, yeah, it seems about right. And does crazy stuff. And a ton of other people. That's going to be awesome. And last year, the stage was brilliant. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
And boom, it's morning time. And just walking to the venue, which is this place. No, not the small white tents, but the big place there. This place. 15-second spots. Gonna be good. Morgen. Now look at this spectacular stage. A lot of people are going to be here. And this is always awkward when people see me, but I said one take, I'm always going to do this. Now, hello, this man actually is total nut job, because you swim without any air. You go down, stay down for how long?
For 7.5 minutes?
As you do, and you hold a lot of records.
Yes, 11.
Holy shit. So this is 15-second spots. I told you one take, no matter what happens, I'll always do it on the vlog. So, and this is the other view from the audience. That's where they're all going to be sitting. Over there, sound. And yeah, about 35 minutes to go, and I'm super excited. What a beautiful stage. About 20 minutes to go till the show is going to start, and I'm right behind the stage. That's the stage. I've got my cue cards ready. I know the lighting is terrible, but that's what backstage is. Kind of is a bit of lighting. And it's a lovely, lovely stage. Excited, and it's the buzz building up. And just had a couple talks, always on when the intro videos, how that gonna work, how do I want my in-ears set up, sound checking. Had some last changes on the stage actually. I'll take you along onto the stage. So in about 20 minutes I'll be standing here. There's my marker point. There's the walkout on stage, and then I shall go out and introduce this whole place to a ton of people over there. It's gonna be good. Big ass screen, DJ. That's where people are gonna sit. That's where I sit. This is home for the next couple of hours. And it's tennis themed, so there's a bunch of tennis balls over there as well. And yeah, preview monitors there and there. And now I'm gonna go back and get cabled up. About 5 minutes to go. In-ears about to be stuck inside. Got the good music now in my ears. Getting excited. Seconds. Lights are gonna go out. Lights are out. Let's go. And we are go. First one on stage, amazing. Just had my briefing with none other than Boris Becker, and next session coming up. I'm excited. So now I'm going on stage with a true legend.
Ja, Boris, mein Vorname, Becker, mein Nachname, genau.
I'm so excited. Pleasure meeting you.
Okay.
Ja, meine Damen und Herren, liebe Kinder, hier ist er, Boris Becker.
So I just had my fireside chat with Boris Becker, and wow, what an amazing guy. And it's one of these things where you have to say you got to pinch me that it's real. But it worked like a charm, and at the end of the day, really good flow of the conversation, and really interesting what he talked about. Got to reflect on that a bit, tell you a little more about actually what he said, because I'm about to go back on stage again. I just got some coffee, got my notes, and got a couple other legends that I'm gonna have on stage, including some absolute mad nut of a big wave surfer. Now, next thing is, so the session with Boris, as I said, was amazing. And what a guy, what a privilege to be on stage with one of these real rock stars. And now the challenge for me is also to focus on the next speakers, get the timing right, and try and just understand the flow, and try and get the briefings done in between while other sessions are going, and at the same time, listening what's going on stage while having the other ear open for conversation. That I kind of always know what's going on, and it's going like a charm. Just had another panel session, really good, with a big wave surfer, Nic von Rupp. And I love the guy had such a sparkle in his eyes when he talked about what he loves and enjoys. And just really interesting to see successful people and the love for their sport. And something I also just noticed is kind of sometimes things happen on stage and how you handle it. And I always have like a WhatsApp back channel with the crew, and my in-ear failed because of a battery issue. And I had just someone come along and just swap the batteries casually while I'm being on stage. Really nicely done. And worked. And right now we have an ice hockey legend on the stage. Don't know if you can see him, but really good. He just said, champions show up to give everything they have. Love it. So I'm back in my home office, because normally I'd be on the train and have some time to transition and think about that crazy day I had. But the funny thing was, it was like 6 train stations from my home, so I didn't have much time for that. And then I jumped right into my podcast, which is this thing here, Future Weekly. That's the name of the podcast. And I've kind of had a bit of time by now to reflect about the day. It was crazy, just having so many amazing, driven personalities around me, and having the opportunity to talk to them, and I enjoyed that, and listening. And the funny thing is, I've just kind of summarized that. It was all about the athlete's mindset, what we can learn from it. And what I kind of took away from there is, I mean, if you want to grow, you have to face your fears. It's something I see every day, I learn every day. But you have to face your fears. And Boris Becker said something really interesting. He said, you always have to finish the match. And he said that a lot of people, they kind of lose the first set, and for them it's over. So when you start doing something and it doesn't work out, don't stop the game. If you want to win, end the game, play it to the end. And he also said one of the big mistakes a lot of people do is believe their own hypes, and that's something I fully understand. It's just, if you think you're the greatest person in the world, and you kind of get in a circle tells you that, then
oh, that's real crap. And that's something you can have as a major celebrity, but that's something you can also have within your friends, a group of friends, when everyone says you're great. Don't do that. And another key takeaway I had from Boris was he said, I asked him how he handles pressure, and he said, to have pressure is a privilege because you need to earn the right to have pressure. I quite like that. And then I had some other key takeaways. One was just get rid of bullshit. Miriam said that, hey, Miriam Höchli, and I liked that a lot. And had an amazing talk with Nic von Rupp. And he said, look, at the end of the day, it's about just passion, being driven by passion, being able to face your own fears and just go for it. And really like that approach. Check him out. He's an amazing person. And he just talked about how much he's obsessed with what he does. The way he's obsessing over every little detail. Then I think what I also liked a lot is Dieter Kalt said quite a few things, ice hockey legend, and he said you have to keep it simple and train the way you play the way you train, train the way you play the way you train. Really smart move. And also met an interesting deep sea diver, so apnea diver, Christian Redl, who said basically he's got two approaches: victory or passing out, which is like really pushing yourself to the absolute maximum. At the end there was a guy called who was a doctor and a clown, so he combines that. And he talked about a little boy he once had the opportunity to meet in hospital, who unfortunately passed away within a week of them after their last meeting. And that was what moved me the most. And the boy's name was Tobias, and he told us what he learned from Tobias. And he said that we don't always have to be perfect. Life doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect, but we have to be authentic. And yeah, I love that. Resonated a lot with me. And it's also something I've noticed ever since being a dad. When I hear things about small kids, that really gets me. And yeah, it was not easy going on stage after hearing that, because I was kind of fighting a bit with my emotions once I heard that from the little boy who had terminal cancer. And yeah, Tobias took down that name. Anyway, spectacular day, and see you next time. Take care, and bye bye.